The swallowed city. In the early hours of an ordinary Thursday, the ground beneath the small, sleepy town of Silverbrook trembled. At first, it was barely noticeable, a soft, almost gentle rumble, like the distant sound of thunder rolling across the horizon. But then, in just a few heartbeats, the sensation intensified dramatically. It began as a whisper, a soft rumble beneath the earth that seemed to speak of ancient secrets stirring from their slumber. Gradually, the whisper grew into a murmur, and then, suddenly, it crescendoed into a deafening roar. The very foundation of the town shook with an uncontrollable fury, as if the earth itself were convulsing in agony. Without any forewarning, the solid ground cracked open, creating fissures that spread like spiderwebs through the streets. Buildings, cars, and the familiar avenues of daily life were engulfed as the chasm widened, its jaws opening to claim everything above. The town of Silverbrook, once a picturesque example of small-town America, with its few thousand souls living their lives intertwined like the branches of the willow trees that lined their peaceful streets, vanished. In what felt like a mere blink of an eye, it was consumed by an abyssal maw that appeared where homes, schools, and dreams once stood, leaving behind a gaping void that mirrored the shock and disbelief of those who witnessed the catastrophe from its fringes. This sudden and terrifying transformation of Silverbrook from a haven of tranquility into a scene of apocalyptic devastation sent ripples of horror and disbelief through neighboring communities and the wider world. The town, known for its serene parks, friendly faces, and the gentle flow of Silver Creek, which now plummeted into the abyss, became a stark reminder of the Earth's ancient power, capable of reclaiming its dominion over humanity with swift and brutal indifference. The news swept across the globe, capturing the imagination and horror of millions. Rescuers rushed to the scene, but what they found was beyond the scope of their training or experience. The chasm was not just a hole, it was an entrance to an ancient underground civilization, hidden from the surface world for millennia. Initial exploration teams, brimming with a mix of anticipation and trepidation, were meticulously equipped with the latest in technological advancements and descended into the newly revealed depths. Their descent was a journey into the unknown, guided by the faint glow of artificial lights against the oppressive darkness of the abyss. As they ventured further, their state-of-the-art cameras began to relay back to the surface world images that were nothing short of astonishing. These feeds offered the first glimpses of colossal stone structures that towered with an imposing presence, intricate carvings that adorned the surfaces with stories untold, and streets that were lined with the remnants of a city. This city, hidden from the eyes of modern civilization until this fateful day, clearly predated any known civilization in human history. Its architecture and artistry spoke of a society that was both advanced and ancient, a paradox that captivated the imagination of all who watched. But then, as the teams delved deeper into the heart of this underground city, the unimaginable happened. In one harrowing moment, the steady flow of images and communications that had connected the explorers to the surface world was severed. Contact with the teams was abruptly lost. The screens that had been windows to this subterranean world went black, plunging viewers into a sudden and unsettling darkness. The silence that followed was broken only by the eerie echo of their last, panicked breaths, a haunting reminder of the peril that lay in the depths. This chilling development sent a wave of fear and uncertainty through the global community, leaving many to wonder what dark fate had befallen these brave explorers who had ventured into the Earth's depths, only to be enveloped by its mysteries. The abrupt end to the transmission marked a grim turn in an expedition that had promised enlightenment and discovery, transforming it instead into a tale of caution and respect for the unfathomable secrets that lay hidden beneath our feet. In the days that followed, a heavy silence hung over the site. No sounds emerged from the depths, and no further expeditions dared venture down. The world could only wait and watch in muted horror. Amidst this chaos, Dr. Elena Morales, a renowned archaeologist specializing in ancient civilizations, received an unexpected invitation. A mysterious benefactor offered her an unlimited budget to lead a new expedition into the chasm. Driven by a mix of curiosity and ambition, Elena accepted, assembling a team of the most skilled and brave individuals she knew. Their descent was slow and cautious, navigating through the vast, silent city beneath the earth. The city was a marvel, a testament to a civilization of incredible advancement and artistry. Yet, as they ventured deeper, a sense of unease grew. The air became thick, charged with an invisible tension, and the silent stone sentinels lining the streets seemed to watch their every move. Elena and her team, their breaths shallow in the dense air of the underground city, found themselves standing before a massive stone door that commanded both awe and a deep, unsettling sense of dread. This ancient barrier was adorned with symbols, each one meticulously carved into the hard surface, pulsating with an ominous energy that seemed to throb in the air around them. The symbols, unknown yet eerily familiar, whispered secrets of a bygone era, hinting at knowledge and power far beyond modern understanding. Despite the warnings that seemed to emanate from the very stone itself, warning all who stood before it to turn back, Elena felt a compelling force pulling her forward. It was an insatiable thirst for knowledge, a desire to uncover the mysteries that lay beyond this colossal gateway, that overruled her instincts screaming caution. Her heart raced as she contemplated the significance of their discovery, fully aware of the potential dangers that might lurk on the other side. Yet, the lure of the unknown, the chance to rewrite history and unlock the secrets of a civilization that had remained hidden for millennia, was too potent to resist. With a resolute nod to her team, a mixture of resolve and apprehension in her eyes, Elena gave the order. The command to open the door was issued with a mixture of excitement and fear, each team member understanding the gravity of the moment. They were about to breach a boundary that had remained undisturbed for ages, to step into a chapter of history that had been sealed from the narrative of humanity. As they worked together to push open the massive stone door, the air around them seemed to grow heavier, charged with anticipation. The creaking sound of stone grinding against stone filled the silence of the underground city, a testament to the monumental effort of opening a portal that had not moved in countless generations. This was a moment of unprecedented discovery, driven by Elena's indomitable spirit and her relentless pursuit of the secrets that the ancient world had meticulously hidden away. Beyond the door lay a cavernous hall, at the center of which stood an artifact unlike any other, a stone monolith inscribed with glowing symbols, pulsating with an otherworldly light. As they approached, the air vibrated, and a voice, ancient and malevolent, filled their minds. "You who walk where you do not belong, you have awakened the guardians of the deep. You shall not return to the sunlit world." Panic set in as the ground began to shake, and from the shadows, figures emerged. They were the denizens of this ancient city, preserved through dark rituals and magic, their eyes burning with an unholy light. The team ran, but the labyrinthine city was alive, its paths shifting, trapping them in its bowels. As Elena stood amidst the eerie silence of the ancient underground city, a chilling realization dawned upon her, sending shivers down her spine despite the stale air's warmth. The city, with its towering stone structures and intricate carvings, had not been accidentally uncovered due to some random act of nature or a fluke of fate. No, the horrifying truth that unfolded before her was far more sinister. This city was a meticulously laid trap, a gateway deliberately meant to be discovered at a time when the surface world was most vulnerable, ripe for what lay in wait beneath. The ancient civilization, whose existence had been a mystery, had not perished or vanished into the annals of history as once believed. Instead, it had entered into a deep, deliberate slumber. The inhabitants, with their advanced knowledge and perhaps an understanding of cycles beyond the comprehension of modern science, had chosen this dormancy. They waited with patience that spanned millennia, for a moment predetermined in their time to emerge and reclaim dominion over the earth. Elena's mind raced as she pieced together the evidence that led to this unnerving conclusion. The symbols on the massive stone door, the alignment of the structures, and the very air of the city itself seemed charged with an anticipatory energy. It was as if the city and its slumbering inhabitants were biding their time, ensuring that those who eventually stumbled upon this place would unwittingly serve as the heralds of their awakening. This realization cast a shadow over the purpose of their expedition, transforming what was once a quest for knowledge into a dire warning of the consequences of human curiosity. Elena understood that their discovery had potentially set in motion events that could not be undone. The trap was sprung the moment they breached the city's threshold, and now, they might have inadvertently paved the way for an ancient force to reassert itself upon the world above, altering the course of history in ways unimaginable. The weight of this knowledge bore heavily on Elena. The city beneath the earth was not just a remnant of a bygone era, it was a harbinger of what was to come. The ancient civilization had not simply vanished, it lay in wait, its intentions cloaked in the shadows of its timeless slumber, ready to awaken and begin its silent conquest to reclaim the earth. One by one, her team was taken, dragged into the shadows by the relentless guardians. In her final moments, Elena stumbled upon the surface, the chasm closing behind her. She was alone, the sole survivor, but the horror was far from over. The ground beneath her feet trembled once more, and as she looked around, she realized the chasm had not closed, it had multiplied, surrounding her, the prelude to a new, terrifying era. The world above, oblivious to the true nature of the threat, would soon find the horrors of the ancient city were not contained. They were unleashed, and the swallowed city was just the beginning. As Elena's screams echoed into the void, the last light of hope flickered and died, leaving the world to face the awakening darkness alone. The ancient guardians had been patient, and now, their time had come. The guardians, ancient beings of unimaginable power, awakened fully from their slumber, their eyes glowing with a malevolent light that had not shone for millennia. They rose from the depths, their forms shadowy and indistinct, yet exuding an aura of dread that chilled the very air around them. The ground trembled with their every step, as they ascended from the chasm, their presence warping the fabric of reality itself. As they emerged, the sky darkened, and a tempest of unnatural force began to rage. Lightning crackled across the sky, not with the bright flash of electricity, but with a dark energy that seemed to suck the light from the world. The guardians, with their very existence, brought a darkness that threatened to engulf everything in its path. Across the globe, people stopped in their tracks, an instinctual fear gripping their hearts as the atmosphere shifted. Animals howled and fled, sensing the ancient danger that had awakened. Technology faltered and failed, as if rejecting the ancient magic that now pulsed through the air. In major cities, skyscrapers trembled and windows shattered without explanation, casting shards like rain upon the streets. In the countryside, crops withered as though blighted by an unseen force, and rivers ran black under the shadowed sky. The world was changing, morphing into a nightmare landscape as the Guardians' influence spread. And then, the attacks began. The Guardians, wielding powers that seemed to bend the very laws of physics, struck out at humanity's strongholds. Cities fell into chaos, their defenses useless against beings that were as much a force of nature as they were sentient entities. The Guardians were relentless, their motives inscrutable, their methods horrifying. They did not seem to seek conquest, but annihilation, or perhaps a cleansing of the world as humanity knew it. As the last bastions of human resistance crumbled, a chilling silence fell over the planet. The Guardians stood amid the ruins of civilizations, their task complete. The earth, once vibrant and teeming with life, now lay quiet under a shroud of darkness. The few survivors hid in the shadows, the knowledge of their inevitable doom a heavy burden. Elena's final, desperate act had not been in vain, for it served as a beacon, a warning to those who survived. The ancient texts, the legends and myths that spoke of the Guardians and their eventual return, were no longer tales to be dismissed. They were a testament to the cyclical nature of existence, a reminder that some forces are beyond human comprehension, let alone control. As the new age of darkness began, the Guardians returned to their slumber, their duty fulfilled. The earth, now a barren and changed place, waited. It waited for the cycle to begin anew, for life to slowly take root once more, and for the day when humanity, or whatever succeeded it, would once again stumble upon the secrets that should have remained buried. Elena's screams, though long since silenced, echoed through the ages as a haunting reminder of the cost of hubris and the eternal vigilance required to guard against the darkness waiting, patiently, for its time to come once more. Dare to venture into the unknown. Join us on a journey where shadows whisper and secrets lurk. Subscribe now and ring the bell to summon fresh mysteries directly to your screen every few days. Ignore this call, and be warned, an eternal curse awaits those who wander in the dark, unguided. Do you have the courage to face the unknown? Your adventure begins with a click. Welcome to the realm where every notification brings you closer to the abyss. Subscribe, if you dare.